There is a reason why you can't hear God's voice. It's not because he's distant. It's not because you messed up. And once you realize the truth, everything changes. I remember when I used to be so frustrated with God. There would be so much on my plate, so much going on, and it just felt like he was nowhere to be found. I needed him, and he was just not there. Maybe he was mad at me, and this was his way of punishing me or just taking some space. Honestly, at some points, I thought he had abandoned me, that my sin was finally enough to push him away. Maybe everything in your life feels loud right now. Your thoughts, your stress, your schedule, and his voice is just drowned out. It's like he's nowhere to be found. God feels distant. But what if I told you that he never stopped speaking? In fact, what if I told you that he's been there the entire time? Revelation 3:20 says, "Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we will share a meal together as friends." What I had to figure out is that it was never that God stopped speaking. So often I wanted God to do these big miraculous signs just to get my attention. But in this verse, we see that he simply knocks. God is not going to bang down the door to get to you. He's going to knock and he is going to wait. But why? If God really cared about me, he would do anything in the world to get my attention, right? But there is a reason why God only knocks. In this verse, we see that if we hear his voice and if we open the door, then he will come in. When I was growing up, if we were ever expecting someone to come by the house, my mom would tell me to wait and listen for the door. Because if someone knocked and the TV was too loud, or I was way in the back, or I was just distracted doing something else, then I might miss them. And I figured out that the same exact thing was happening in my relationship with God. I would get so caught up in the busyness of life, the day to day, that I would never stop and wait on God. I was not listening for the knock, and so I kept missing him. God whispers because his voice was never meant to compete with the noise of our life. We were meant to quiet down the noise of our life to hear his voice. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. My name is Jace, and I make content every single day to help you grow in faith, focus, and freedom. If you have any questions or prayer requests, please leave them in the comments. I make sure to read every single one. And if you are serious about getting closer to God, I made a free guide for you. It's linked in the description. God bless.